So I'm kind of sort of excited a little bit. A friend of mine who's letting me ride his 2016 BMW S1000. I have another friend that just did his tires today on his 2020 BMW S1000. I'll be test riding both of these BMWs. But I'm kind of stoked. It is a Saturday, so I'm hoping the traffic is a little bit light and get to ride two BMWs. I'm looking for a first gen that I can jump on too. There we go. There she is, Miss BMW. It's got mirrors. Say what? Has it got proper pressures in it?
I put 32 on the front and 36 on the rear.
32. Got a nice, beautiful 2016 BMW S1000RR. And a friend of mine is letting me ride his for the day, and gonna see how I like it. So we got a little bit of traffic. Give me a little bit of time to get used to it. It's got a nice set of tires. Tires a little low on the front, but they are of good quality. Brakes are actually a little squishier than I would think that they would be. And I was really expecting a like a Brembo front brake master cylinder on this, not the Nissan. This thing has got some switches, man. What is that, cruise control? So bougie. So bougie. Doesn't look like the suspension is set very stiff. So probably very squishy. I don't know how I'm gonna like that. Let's check this out. Oh man, there is so much going on this cluster here. You got modes here. I don't even know what that button is. What's that do?
What? Heated grips.
Heated grips. That makes sense what that looks like. This thing's got heated grips. Okay. Even that doesn't like move over like a normal one does. It just barely like rotates. Got rain, sport, and race. Let's start out in sport. See how that feels. I guess I can put it in there. It's got the gear indicator down at the bottom, speedometer. Woo! That throttle is touchy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is twitchy. Oh. What's this triangle? Tire pressure light?
No, does it say service right there?
Yeah, service.
Yeah, it's because the oil change was down.
So I guess it's got the electronic dampening there, or at least it reads it. What the front's doing there. Steel braided brake lines. Looks like they might be linked or so. I don't know, that's just the way the brake lines ran. It runs back underneath and then comes out at the bottom. There's a stabilizer up there. Alright. Yeah, this does have a quick shifter. I haven't really used a quick shifter. Oh, I like that though. I like that. That was easy. Even at low RPMs, it just clicked right up into the next gear. Oh, hey, that might be a Nissan Calip or master cylinder. But that thing has a little bit of bite to it. That was surprising. Oh. Oh, that's so cool. You don't even move the throttle. That's cheating. This is so simple. And down. And down. It has an auto blipper and a quick shifter. Oh, the rider aids on this thing are ridiculous. Already. I haven't even rode 10 feet. Lord. Seat position. The seat doesn't feel that bad, to be honest with you. I was expecting it to be pretty stiff, but the seat feels pretty plushy. I can't get over this quick shifter. Like I've driven on some quick shifters, but they're usually kind of stiff. It's almost like the shifter is just electronic. It's not even mechanical. Like there's nothing in the transmission. You just touch it. Oh, that's fun, man. That is a lot of fun. Just messing with that. Oh my jeez. That seemed very peppy. That's sport, man. Is this thing flashed or anything?
No, all I have is a slip on.
Just a slip on.
Yep.
No power commander, no nothing.
Nope. When you apply the front brake, it also applies the rear.
Is that what it is? Because
yeah.
I had some bite to it. And I was looking at this, and I guess maybe it goes back to a control box. And that makes sense. Okay. Oh, it felt like a little bit of a dead spot there. Not sure, I didn't really get into it all the way either, so I mean, it picks up speed effortless. Like this thing has some power behind it. The punch is real strong. Now the front end does feel a little bit heavy. I think that might just because he was telling me that he's only got like 32 PSI on this front tire. 32 to me seems pretty low. 36 is where I'm comfortable at. So I think 32 is making the front of this bike feel heavy. And even if it's like just 70 in 6th gear, like I can feel that it's got some get up and go. Like, I mean, I know it's a 1000, but it feels pretty strong. Oh man, I miss these mirrors. So amazing. And then you know what? I don't even have to really pull my arm in to really see any different to see behind me. I can see clearly behind me and beside me, 2 lanes over. I mean, good mirrors. These link brakes, man. These link brakes really are doing the job. I can feel like even just one finger in this brake lever, one finger, and it's stopping. Whew. It's the seat is still getting pretty hot. It doesn't have an undertail exhaust, but it's pumping out some heat. That was like, doesn't even feel like that was half throttle. That is strong. That is a strong bike. I really like that quick shifter. It's so smooth at just cruising speeds. You're like a little small pump on it. I'm really excited about trying to get into this a little bit. 8,055. Jesus Christ! I feel like it was kind of breaking up a little bit, but I don't know if that was me letting off or it was the bike breaking up. But that, jeez, what the? That's a rush. It's a good thing I haven't eaten anything. I'd be chucking it right now. I don't know if I think it had like a fuel cut on it, and that's what it was doing, because it was like picking up the front tire and it was trying to cut it. It's not letting the front tire come up. That's what it is. Woo! That's still fast, and it's cutting fuel. That's absurd. Oh, I can feel it in the back brake pedal. I wonder if there's like a menu that I can go in and turn that off. What is this? Oh, it's high beams. That's a passing light. Yeah, I can feel it fuel cutting when the front tire lifts.
Turn ABS off. The button that's like right here, hold it. So you see the light come on.
Oh, okay.
Now it'll fucking wheelie.
Alright, yeah, it's I definitely didn't feel any cut there, but I could feel the front tire kind of hovering over the ground. Whew. I really do like that quick shifter though. That's a very smooth quick shifter. I know I keep saying it, but it's so smooth. I actually really like this bike. I was thinking it was going to be very hard and uncomfortable, but it's not. It's actually pretty comfortable. Like I could actually see why, you know, a lot of people flock to this bike. Other than the fact that it's got heated grips. I mean, who doesn't want heated grips? This bike, I feel like I'm part of this bike. It feels good. I don't feel like that I'm being taken for a ride. I feel like that I'm riding. I want to take it back on some, you know, a couple of the back roads and see how it feels. Like I said before, the brakes are so strong. That link brake system is just so strong. So much power though. So much power. I can fit just barely touching the throttle, like gives me butterflies. It's absurd. I'd feel whoa. Yeah, and that's so, yeah, man. I accidentally flipped the throttle. I gave it too much throttle. I twisted the throttle at all in the corners, and that thing was like, turn a good day into a bad day real quick. The blinker is I'm kind of getting used to it, but I feel like I'm pushing on the blinker button harder than I really need to push on it, because I'm used to like the R6 where you have to like feel it click over, and all you got to do is like tip it one direction, just barely move it. It doesn't move that far. There we go. So the ABS was still on. I got like butterflies on my stomach from riding this thing. I feel like a kid again. Trying not to wheelie. That's really difficult. Trying not to wheelie this thing is really difficult. Like this is a lot of power. And this is in sport mode. This isn't even in race mode. Like the guys that are riding this thing on the track, I have a little more respect for having to baby this throttle out there. Jesus, this thing is no joke. It still feels heavy in the front end. I don't really like that, but I want to say that feels like it's probably from tire pressure. I'm in third I don't want to overdo it in this corner here. So I think maybe I'm gonna bump it up to 4th. That way I have a little bit of user error room. But it doesn't feel like it wants to lean over super easy. But again, that could be from that front tire pressure. I really wanted to change that. So, but I mean, it still feels pretty good. But I feel a little disconnected, I guess, in the corners. Vibration up front, but it's not bad. I feel like I feel more solid on the R6 than I do on this. This isn't my bike, so I can't really push it. I'm just trying to get a gentle feel for what the bike feels like. I'm holding the throttle open. Man, that thing is touchy. It's got the drive-by wire, so there's actually no throttle cables. No throttle cables. It's all electronic. So much power. Woo! Oh man, I'm making weird noises. Loud noises riding this bike, man. This thing is intense. So much fun. So much fun. Woo! Gets my heart flowing. I can feel I've got the ABS and the traction control turned off, and not just having some computer take over for me. So, man, this thing is so throaty. Oh, I can feel it wants to come alive at like 8,000 RPMs. 8 grand, and this thing just wants to go. Whew. I just missed that second one. That would have been bad if I'd have ran that raccoon over and wrecked this bike. That's bad juju. Oh man, this thing just wants to go. I want to let it go, man. If this was my bike, I'd be trying to rail on it right now. This thing is touchy. You give it any type of gas and it's gone.
Yeah.
Back tire let go a little bit.
What's that?
I said the back tire spun a little bit.
Yeah, if you got traction control off, it'll spin it.
Yeah, I turned it off. Getting used to the touchiness on the throttle. Used to that quick shifter. I'm gonna be spoiled when I go back to my my 2010 R6. That feels smooth. I don't know. I'm probably sure it has a lot to do with the bike. The bike's only got what 7,000 miles on it, so I'm sure that it has a lot to do with the bike. But whew, this bike is for sale, and whoever gets this bike will be thoroughly satisfied. I mean, there's no doubt in that. Everybody tells me how great it is, and I hadn't had a chance to experience it myself. Now I kind of have. I mean, the power is smooth, but like, you move your hand a quarter of an inch, and
Oh yeah.
you know, it's.
I think it's like fly-by-wire. It doesn't actually have a.
Well, the R1 is fly-by-wire, but it still has cables that goes to another solenoid. This is just electronic right here.
Yeah.
There's no cables coming from this. So everything is encased in this little throttle tube and this housing right there. Now it's still like just cruising. I can't really sit up straight, so I'm still leaned over a little bit. But it's still not too bad. Like, you know, but you do have weight on your arms. It's not 100% there, weight free. And this thing isn't tuned or flash. It has just a slip-on. Like, It's strong. I like it. I would not in a million years recommend this bike as like a first bike at all. Even a second bike. I mean, this thing is for experienced riders. So sitting on the bike, like I said, the seat is comfortable. And I mean, this has got like these little tank grips here, but it actually contours your legs pretty nice. Like the fitment on it. The bike overall feels good. The aesthetics of it, you know, I never really liked the asymmetrical headlights. They've kind of grown on me, and I think that the 2016 looks a little bit better than the first gen, and the 2020, I think the 2020 looks amazing. I think it's a great looking bike. The dashboard is it's not simplistic. Like, it's not too much going on. It's pretty simple. When you look at it, you're like, oh, that's this, that's that. You can look down and see what you need to see. But I mean, these controls, now that I've actually looked at them, like when I first looked at them, I was like, oh man, that's a lot of controls all over this thing. But now that I've actually looked at it, it doesn't look that bad. You know, we haven't put this thing in race mode. Let's see. Race. It just gives you a selection. It's hard to see with the sun right now. Here we go. It's in sport. Race. I don't know if that changes the tune. Again, the R1, like standard. When you turn the throttle 100%, it opens the throttle 100%. A mode was race mode on the R1. If you turn the throttle at 50% on the grip, turned it halfway, it opened the throttles at 100%. Now I can only assume that this is similar. So the throttle opens up faster with the race as it does with the sport. And then rain mode was actually when you turn the throttle 100%, it only gives you 50% power. I just like shifting. That's all I want to do now. I just want to drive it just to shift it. He said to try a wheelie. Oh, so easy! Oh my God! Oh man, I could ride this thing at balance point all day. It just came straight up and just sat there. Oh, it's so easy, right there. I'm chasing it. That's just because I don't want to put it at the balance point. Woo. Yeah, this bike is fun. This bike's a lot of fun. Makes me feel like a kid, man. Kid in a candy store. I just want to keep grabbing a bunch of throttle. This bike is kind of set like a good bar. You know what? I just put it in race mode, so I did the wheelie in race mode. I don't know if that changes the throttle at all. I was like, let me see what race mode's about, and then you were like, I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, and then I forgot that I just switched it into race mode.
I thought it was already in race mode. What was it in?
I put it in sport when I got on it.
Oh, I got you.
That's what I was riding around in at first, because I didn't want to be too much to adjust to the bike right off the bat. It's in race mode now, but I was doing the wheelies in race mode, and it was just kind of like, I was like, dude, balance point is right there. Like, I didn't want to do it because I don't want to buy this bike right now, but I could easily just touch it
right there
and put it right there. It was so close. It feels so light. Like,
it is.
Like, it just comes straight up. It's so light. I didn't think it was going to be so smooth and powerful, like at the same time. Like the power doesn't, like it, I can feel it hit, but it's not like absurd when it hits. It still all comes in, you know, relatively smooth. And I can't get enough of this quick shifter. And
yeah, it's nice, dude.
It's so smooth. Like I've ridden other quick shifters and they're not this smooth. Of course, they're all been aftermarket.
Right.
This looks OEM. So,
yeah, that and the downshifting as well, man. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. I've only played with the downshifting a little bit, but the shifter almost doesn't even feel like it's mechanical. Like it feels like you're just kind of pushing on an electric switch. So, yeah, I think this is going to end up being a long video.
I mean,
there's so much I like about this.
I would think so.
Clicks through the gears, it doesn't jerk. Like, you know, just going to the next, well, that went in a neutral, but just going to the next gear, it just doesn't, it's not like cuckoo.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of the other quick shifters, it's smooth, and that's, like, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I think if you put a set of adjustable levers on this bike so that you can like one finger the clutch really well, it would be great. I kind of like the feel of the cable clutch though.
I mean, it does feel good. It's still pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's not a heavy pull or nothing like that, especially for the amount of power that's going through this thing. We'll stop at that wall while I try to throw a little bit of air in this front tire, see if it changes the way it feels. Because if it doesn't change the way it feels, then I have a slightly different outlook on how the bike's handling and setup.
Right.
But as of right now, I'm blaming it on the tire. It feels good all everywhere else except for it feels heavy in the corners, and I just want to blame that on the tire, not the suspension. You get to get up here on the interstate. Oh, yeah, I can say up on the interstate, once the air gets flowing, it's cooled the seat down quite a bit. That's much more pleasant. Up until now, the seat's been very hot, almost like it almost felt like it had an undertail exhaust. It's nice that it cools down so quickly. But I am excited to see what this thing will do. Race mode, 30-40 mile an hour roll, and just pin it. See what she's got. I can tell you it's been an extremely fun ride so far. I really do. I have nothing but good thing to say about this bike. Everything on the bike feels smooth, like butter. I really do like the gear indicator on these bikes. Nice and big. Need a little bit of swanging room. Doesn't let up. I kind of hit the rev limiter in first gear. I was trying to float the wheel, but it was coming back down really hard. And so I just got back into it, and it it's strong. It was pushing my helmet into my face. Bump interchange right here. Boop. I'm not really getting on it at all. It's still pretty. It feels smooth in the corners, even though the front end feels a little heavy. I just have to make sure my left hand's giving the input so that my right hand is free to, manipulate the throttle. Like I say, I tell people quite often when they tell me that they want to get more than one bike, or they just want a second bike or whatever, and I tell them that it doesn't matter if you have one bike, two bikes, or six bikes. 9 times out of 10 you will pick one bike and that's what you will ride. The rest of them will sit, and I think that this would be one of the ones that I would pick to ride. It has a lot to offer and I like it. I like it a lot. It's got these cool angle valve stems on this. Thank you. I had 32 in it. 34, 36. Still a little heavy, but it is better. Got a little pop to it. Yeah, it definitely still feels heavy, but it does feel lighter. So I think that a lot of it has to do with the front tire. Squeeze through here. Oh, that is much nicer right here. I like that way better. Way better. Yeah. I can actually take my hand off. I don't have to, you know, not to worry about doing anything. I can just have my hand free floating in the corner because it feels like it's supposed to. Yep, I definitely like that better. Feels much, much, much better. I like it. I like it a lot. It's feels smooth now. Feels linear. And maybe at low speeds it feels a little bit heavy, but you know, I can deal with that. I don't have to keep a lot of pressure pushed on the bars in order to keep the bike leaned over in the corner. Nice long stretch with no cars in front of us. That's what we're after here. So in the last part of this video, I had a moment of stupidity. I tried to race this bike up to as fast as I could get it, thinking that because the left lane was clear that it was going to be okay, until I got about halfway down and somebody moved into my clear lane. So I was faced with the decision, either go to the left where there was debris and trash in the shoulder, or go to the right where I have to split two cars at well over 100 miles an hour. This was not the best decision to make when I first started doing this, and it shows the dangers of riding on the street and the manners in which I did. So take heed into how you ride these bikes. It can all be taken away in 1 second. I hit the brakes, and I was just like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh my God, my heart is pumping. This thing, no bike's faster than this. What in God's green earth would you ever, and when I say ever, I mean in every sense of the word ever, need a bike with more capabilities and more power, more speed than this bike? It's impressive. And I can only imagine this thing unlocked. So I mean, you see, one hand, the bike feels completely planted, and you can just kind of give it the bean through this corner and not have to worry about, the bike feels steady. It feels so easy. I like it. I like it a lot. I really do. I have next to no complaints about this bike. BMW did a great job with this bike. And except I turned on the high beam and I don't know how I did it. Oh, you push it forward. Ah! Let me put my hand back up. yeah, look at that. Push this forward, that's the high beam. Pull it back, to flash it. Okay. Everybody's headed up to BD. Kind of makes me want to go.
We can go? I don't care.
Yeah, we'll switch it to BP.
Alright.
My hand's going to sleep though.
You want to swap?
Yeah, we can swap. I'll ride the R6. I'll get off of it.
It don't matter to me. You can keep riding it.
I have to shift like a caveman again. Oh, this one feels so wide compared to that one.
Yeah, it does.
No, that's definitely a really fun bike. Oh. This one definitely tips in a lot easier than that one does though.
Oh yeah, it definitely feels a lot better.
don't have to. You need a couch?
Alright.
After riding the BMW and then jumping on this R6, I mean, of course, the 1000 versus the 600. But, you know, there's other small things that I noticed, like the seat. I really used to like the seat on the R6 because it was so wide, but it's not as plushy as the BMW. And the front part of the BMW is more narrow, even though the tank still feels very similar. But the front part of the seat on the BMW is more narrow. And so sitting at a stoplight, it feels more comfortable standing there. It's so disheartening that I don't have a quick shifter on this bike. How's it going, man?
What's going on, man?
Is there a way, like, can you pull up behind this bike? I get a picture with the lights on?